Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to August's Crystalline forecast. I did intend to have this video recorded for you over the weekend for the first of the month, but I just wasn't feeling it, and it wasn't until today that I can see why, because the frequencies today on Monday, the 3rd of August, really align with the energetics of this month of August specifically, and also for those of you who are journeying with the rainbow serpent with me, working with the third eye chakra. So there are these correlations and synchronicities that are really I feel to speak to before I even talk about the crystals, because really, our best laid plans and forecasts can sometimes take unusual turns or have setbacks. But often when we merge this intuitive feeling or waiting for the energy to move us, this is when we have that beautiful balance of a masculine structure and an intuitive feminine rising to meet it. And often, there is that little dance of like, oh, my plans aren't quite going the way I'd hoped. Yet sometimes when we follow these impulses, the alignments are even greater than we could have planned or imagined. So this is a theme I'm discovering more and more throughout my life, but especially as I'm reflecting and writing my book, which I've been speaking about for a while. My intention was to have it well and truly finished by now, but these things take time, and I'm glad it has taken me on the journey it has, because I'm uncovering things that are in direct synchronistic alignment with the work I'm doing, with the planetary bodies, where there's so many pieces that have to wait for the right timing for things to really drop in and for doorways to open. So this is a really interesting theme this month. For those of you who are interested in the Lion's Gate, which is coming up this week on the 8th of the 8th, this portal or alignment has been spoken about a lot, especially recently, but really it's about a alignment to Sirius, the dog star, that was very significant in many cultures, but specifically in ancient Egypt. And I find it specifically interesting with the crystal we're going to speak about today, and also the correlating sequence of where I am in my personal memoir. I'm editing and writing a section where I was in Egypt 13 years ago. So I just really love how, again, you can't plan these alignments, and yet there is a divine order and orchestration that is happening between the time and space. So I feel like August gives us an opportunity each year, because we have a series of eclipses as well, that really gives us opportunity to come back into alignment, to remember and reconnect with that divine spark that's coming from the great central sun through that star, that galaxy far away, that cosmic light stream that just shines a torch on areas in our life that we go, that's right. That's what that's my intention, that's my vision, that's the focus, that's the way I'm going. And sometimes through life's twists and turns, we get a bit distracted, or we focus on other things, and somehow we can feel lost and off path. But this is a time to crack back on with why we came here, where we're going, who we are, all the deep questions that civilization has asked itself for millennia. So today's frequency, without further ado, is Lapis Lazuli. And as we enter August, we're in the higher realms of the tree of life. And this is really where there's a quickening. So you've heard me speak about where these different crystalline frequencies sit within the movement of the great cosmic serpent, or within the tree of life. There's different ways we can look at it from a cosmological perspective, but essentially this is a time of quickening, a time of alignment, a time of realization. and shining lights onto those areas that really give us that spark back. So Lapis Lazuli, I've got a piece of it here. As you can see, is this beautiful deep indigo blue. And you can see, I have another piece, another obelisk here. You can see these white bands through its body, which is a different mineral, which I'll speak to, and the golden flecks as well. So this crystal today that we are really kicking off this month with is a crystal that holds ancient significance in many different cultures, but also it holds within its body 3 specific energies and different crystalline frequencies. So it's quite jam-packed with gifts for us to learn from. So the beautiful blue that you see in this mineral is lazulite, and lazulite really, that color itself really takes us deep into the cosmos, into the outer reaches of space. And you've got these beautiful golden flecks, which is iron pyrite, which really look like the starry flecks throughout the cosmos as well, like the pinpoints of light, the stars that radiate through this dark cosmic space. So it really feels resonant with those higher aspects as well when we're working with the third eye, when we're working with cosmic alignment and planetary alignments. And I speak about these within my book as well, so I'm really excited to eventually get that to you one day, but it's going to take the time it's going to take, and I'm trusting that when that day comes, it'll be right on time. But the third stone that is in Lapis Lazuli is the white. You can see the bands of white that almost look like the Milky Way. You know, when you look up at the sky and there's a whole luminous section for those of us here in the south. This is calcite. So the white calcite bands that you see in Lapis connects us in with the universal mind. So believe it or not, our skulls actually have calcite crystals within them, within the bone structure. So, you know, that really acts as if as a transmitter or a receiver of cosmic light codes. So it's a beautiful energy to start off our month of August, especially with as we enter into this alignment coming up next week, or this week on Saturday of the Lion's Gate. So before I move forward with the next crystals for this month, we actually did begin so on the 1st, so that would have been Saturday, I believe, in the last frequency of the sphere right at the top in spirit. So it was the pink tourmaline frequency, which is that beautiful gift of love, of the pulse of love that comes from the great central sun. And then starting August, we're moving through the divine feminine and masculine fields as we're bringing and bridging that spirit essence into our soul through the journey of this month, each week being a different crystalline, stage or pathway on the great tree. And what I've noticed as I've mapped that throughout my diary, because I really like to know what frequencies we're working with, each Monday, and this is another synchronicity that I hadn't picked up before until now, and I'm just looking at it, is each Monday, each of the crystals that kick off the next cycle of the week are some of the most ancient frequencies, and in fact, they were originally called the Council of Seven, or the 7 crystalline frequencies that were the first anchor points here on planet Earth from the time of Atlantis. So they are Lapis Lazuli today, Sapphire, which is next Monday, which is kicking off the flow of the divine feminine energies. On the 10th, we have gold, which is the higher frequencies of the emotional field. then ruby in the higher mental field for the week starting the 17th. And then finally, in the last week of the month, where we're moving with the frequencies of emerald, which really takes us deep into the heart of the soul, our own unique individual hearts, our individual soul path, the expressions of the divine that are here within our bodies. But we're not into the physical grounding yet. This month is where we're tapping into cosmic consciousness, coming back into alignment and receiving those divine solar rays into our hearts, into our centers, into our souls at a soul level, reminding us through these master crystals that kick off each week, our original source codes. And that's really what I'm feeling, these reawakenings, rememberings that, keep coming, the synchronicities, the intuition, the dreams, the insights. Pay attention to these this month, because it's a very cosmically active time, and that's definitely what I'm picking up and feeling just in this moment. I've gone from definitely personally feeling like being in the incubation space to all of a sudden this divine spark coming in and being delivered, and really it's right here in this stone. So I hope that this crystalline forecast for this month has resonated, inspired, and gets you right back on your path as you feel these alignments and step through the portals that are open for you. Much love, and we'll see you next month.